What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Dylan with DS for Dyslexia, also known as Dyslexic Dylan. Today we have a celebrity in the house. We've got Jaleel. He's an artist, and I really appreciate having you on.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
So today it's not educate. Well, we could say it's a learning thing. I'm here for motivation and dyslexia advocate and education, but you're an artist. You're not in education, but I'm sure you've got words to motivate the listeners.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if you've got a couple of songs here. I've got Drift Away, Dreams to Reality, and Won't Lose. Let's start with Won't Lose.
Okay.
What's the meaning behind the name of that song?
In life, man. I think I wrote that song in like 2019. I think 2019, somewhere around there. 2018 maybe. But won't lose. Just just going through life. Knowing that you're gonna make it, knowing that you're gonna make it to where you want to be. The goals that you want to reach, you're going to accomplish them. So, like, that was just, like, the whole basis behind that song. And it was just me just trying to, let the world know that, listen, I'm up next. I'm not going to lose. I'm going to reach the goals that I want to reach and get to the places I want to be at. So, it's definitely going to happen.
And for one's chasing goals/dreams, what would you have to say?
Dedication. And I think we talked about this before, but not really caring what outside sources may think. Just really going after what you want, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and the choices you make and the choices you have to live with. So just go for it and make sure you're doing everything possible to make your dreams a reality.
Which is your second song. I see that.
There?
Yeah.
Nice segue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we go into dreams to reality, it's almost the same thing. I was in a different space when I wrote that song. So if you listen to Won't Lose, you see there wasn't really much melodies or me singing. But Dreams to Reality, I really incorporated using my vocals a little bit more towards the end of that song. I wanted to, just shed light on just my current situation that I was in, and just really, so it was almost kind of like the same idea from Won't Lose, but, just a different aspect, a different element that I was bringing to that one with that song. So I think Dreams of Reality was one of the better songs that I wrote. At the time, I thought it was one of the best songs I had ever wrote. So it was a dope experience to be able to put that on paper and then see it come to life. But Dreams of Reality, I had a couple of quotes in there that I really liked, and some stuff that really kind of hit home and it resonated with me, and it came out so nice with that song, and I really enjoyed the process of making that one.
So let's go back into dreams and reality, right? To make a dream a reality, there's got to be sacrifice, there's got to be hardships, and everybody's got a story. So where were you? Let's go 10 years back.
10 years, so that's 2011, right?
Yeah.
I was in college. I was still, I went to college in Emory and Henry. It's in Virginia. I was playing basketball. Music was not one of the things that I was focused on, but I was always like kind of the guy that I was always singing, always freestyling, always rapping on the bus on the way to games and stuff like that. So, like I said, man, I thought I had hoop dreams. I thought I was going to go overseas and play basketball for a little bit, but after going through 4 years of intense collegiate sport, collegiate level sports, I was burnt out, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm just ready to kind of get my life started and go after. I was supposed to be a teacher, got my degree in physical education, changed my mind on that. Currently, I'm outside of music. I'm in the hair industry. I love doing. That's another thing that I love doing is cutting hair. So I got involved in that when I was in school and everything. So. Yeah, like the music aspect didn't come into play until like 2015, 2016, and I really was like, let's just go for this and just see it. I got in the studio and just tried it out and realized I was pretty good at what I was doing. It came natural, and I kind of just kept going with it. I took a hiatus away from it just because, I kind of let some things get in the way, fear and doubts and stuff like that, but kind of came back around and really was like, let's do this. Let's make this work.
So today, Jaleel has songs on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, etc.
Yes.
In a high production video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could talk to 20-year-old Jaleel, or no, let's go like fresh out of high school Jaleel. What would you tell him?
I would definitely like. I probably wouldn't have went to college. I probably would have took a different route. My biggest thing, I wanted to play basketball, so that was why I went to college. But if I was to tell myself, 20-year-old me, what would I say? Oh, coming out of high school, you said, right?
Yeah.
Coming out of high school, I would say, stop worrying about what people think of you. Don't worry about what people have to say. Because that was one thing that kind of plagued me for a long time. I always was worried about what people say. I wanted to be liked. I wanted everybody to like me, and it kind of just slowed my process down because, you're always worrying about what somebody else thinks, or you're making decisions based off what somebody else might think. And then, like, I had a quote, I was saying, like, when you're constantly making decisions based off of what everybody else thinks, those decisions are no longer yours. So, like, it's just like, it's one thing to make a decision and you be completely comfortable in doing it, and then it's another thing to make a decision based off of what you think somebody else is gonna say, of the backlash you might get about it. So I think you just really have to just go in life, live with the thought process of, this is my life, and I'm the one that's gonna make the decisions behind it. So it's just like that's one thing I would really tell myself, is just be like, go for what you want in life and don't worry about what anybody else has to say. So
I love that. So when we met, your introduction was strong from Carl, and I was very intrigued. I've never been around like an artist that's been, may I say, developed to the extent of high production videos and iTunes and stuff.
Right.
And I came to the realization with meeting Carl and connections here that, you're a human. You put your pants on the same way I do. You just have a different job. That I respect your job a lot, but I also noticed that you had no hesitation to enlighten me, educate me, and talk to me about motivation. And you were also like, I've thought always like an artist would be like, yeah, what you're doing is cool, whatever. My new song dropped it. And walk away from paparazzi, may I say. You were intrigued. You want to know what I was about. You followed my podcast. And then you even took me into the studio to show me an unreleased song.
Yeah.
And then talked to me, showed me the lyrics, and told me, I listen to your music, you're upbeat.
Oh, yeah.
You're like Post Malone.
You could say that.
Because my mom could listen to it, my grandma could listen to it, my brother could listen to it, my teachers could listen to it, my boss could listen to it, and everybody could just drift away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I love that because, there's a lot of rappers that are like, I did this, girl, I drove this car, I live in this house, my chain's worth more than your house. Did you ever have an interest in like rapping about that, or you were just never interested in that life? Or
I made one of my first songs I never released this song, but I really got into the whole aspect of like trying to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And that's why when you asked me, you asked me before, what do I consider myself, a rapper or artist? I'd rather say an artist. Because I think a rapper, it's a rapper, you're doing what everybody else is doing. That's my opinion. I feel like if you like to call yourself a rapper, you're doing what everybody else is doing. An artist is creating what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not. I'm going against the grain as an artist, and I think I just lost my train of thought.
We're talking about artists, and you going against the grain.
Yeah. So I think my biggest thing as an artist is there's no way I could go into a studio and start making a song about something that I can't relate to, I never lived, or being in a lifestyle that has no relation to me. There's no way I could do that. I've seen a lot of people that that I grew up with, and they took that path. That's if you want to be the artist, you want to be in that mainstream light, and that's the stuff you want to talk about. Cool, but it just doesn't sit well with me. There was at one point where I was listening to that type of music, and I was like, it dawned on me. I'm just like, I can't relate to this. Like, this doesn't hit home with me. Like, and there's certain artists that I can listen to, and I feel that sense of connection because what they're saying resonates. But like, what I wanted to do with my music was, I wanted to be able to reach a mass level. I wanted to be able to, anybody, like we were saying, I want anybody to be able to listen to my music and be able to take something from it. So there's no way I can be talking about what, your average rapper is talking about in their song and be able to do that. So I just wanted to be able to, like I said, I want my mom to be able to listen to my music, my dad, my grandmother, my aunts, my family, and be able to listen to him and be like, that's my nephew, that's my son, that's my, like, I don't want somebody to listen to my music and be like, oh, who is this? he ain't never did that. What he talking about this in his song for? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what my people to do. Because when I first started making music, like as of now, I don't use profanity or vulgarity in my music. My first couple of songs, I made a song and I might have had 1 or 2 cuss words in them, right? And I was like, if I can make my aunt, she was like, why are you cussing in your music? You're not even cussing that much. Why? Like, she was like, I promise if you make music and don't use that, she said, you're going to reach a wider audience and your music is going to be more impactful. And I'm thinking like, I guess if I'm making a song with only 2 cuss words in it, what's the point of me even using it? You know, like I can make an entire song without it. What's the point of me even putting it in there? So it's just like, and then my mom, the first time I let my mom hear one of my songs, I had a coach. She was like, why are you cussing? Like, so it was just like, you know, and I didn't want that reaction anymore when I let my people hear my music. Yeah. I wanted them to be able to hear it and accept it immediately. I didn't want any backlash or anything from it. So I want to be able to make an impact with my music and just kind of, I want to be able to relate to people. I want people to be able to relate to me and vice versa, because we all go through the same things in life. And I think, you know, music is one of the best ways to, you know, reach everybody in that realm. So
yeah, it's a different language that everybody appreciates and listens to. I mean, whether it's, I think it's therapeutic for most. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I'm in a good mood, I'm going to listen to this certain song. Or I'm in a bad mood, I'm going to listen to this song. Mm-hmm. Or I need motivation, I'm in the gym, I need to listen to this song. Yeah. So you performed before, yeah? I
have.
Does that motivate you? When you're on stage and you get the feedback from the audience and you're vibing and you're up there and have you ever had I did this kind of, I'm here, I'm doing this kind of moment?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think my first performance was more on a small, well, both my performances, it wasn't really like a big scale, you know, performance or anything like that. But it was dope to be able to get in front of people and get that reaction afterwards. And, you know, people clap for you or, you know, people engage with you when you engage with them during the performance. So I've yet to have a crowd not engage with me once. You know, I kind of give them some kind of, you know, if I give a chant to tell them to say this and they say it back, then, you know, it's always dope to have, you know, get that. You know, you don't want to say something to a crowd and they just look at you like crickets. So both times that I've, you know, performed, it's been good feedback. People come up to me afterwards and it lets me know that I'm in the right space. I'm operating where I'm supposed to be at. So it's definitely motivational and reassuring. So
where do you want to be in 5 years?
You know what? I don't like that question.
Why?
And it's the only reason I say that is people always I don't know if you heard of the artist Anderson .Paak, right?
Yes.
Anderson .Paak, he always says, he said in one of his songs, he said, they asked me where I'll be in 5. Well, what about today? What about tonight? Only one at a time. So, you know, I'm just living each day one at a time. So it's just like, I don't want to like think too far down the road or think, you know, I definitely, you know, I have goals and stuff like that, but I don't want to say where I see myself exactly because you never know where life is going to take you. So, you know, if the music takes me where I think it can, I think we'll, you know, I got a bright future ahead. I'd say that, you know, I don't want to say, you know, where exactly I see myself, but I definitely think there's a bright future ahead.
So I got some lyrics here.
Okay.
That I have dissected.
Let's hear it.
So, dreams to reality, I'm going to go with first.
Okay.
Bumpy road ahead, you can't handle the right, believe me in the words, but we're going to go sky high, so relatable.
Hold on, what song was this? What you said?
I have it in here,
Dreams to reality. You said, so it's a bumpy road ahead, can you handle the ride? Believe me in these words, we can go sky high. Yeah, okay, all right.
Can you fill me in on the meaning behind that?
Yeah, for sure. So, like, in life, you're going to hit some bumps. You're going to hit some obstacles. It's a bumpy road ahead. Can you handle the ride? Are you willing to be able to deal with the adversity that's going to come? You're going to be able to if you're going to be a part of the team or if you're going to be somebody that's around me, are we going to be able to handle the bumps in the road that we're going to hit? There's not a question, not a chance that it's not going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Can you handle that? Just believe me in these words. When I'm telling you in my songs, I think my verses are relatable. I think I'm giving you something that relates to everybody in life. Just believe me what I'm saying. I'm telling you, we can go sky high, you know. So it's just like not really no crazy metaphors in that, but like it's just believe me in my words. We can go sky high. I'm giving you some gems throughout this music, you know, and my verses and everything like that. So, you know, just rock with me. We gonna go some places.
Did you have a mentor?
I mean, my father was like, you know, somebody that, you know, he kind of, he gave me some tools at a young age to kind of be prepared for what life was like. But I don't think it was like a specific mentor that I had that gave me like any, no secret, to how to do this or how to get through it. But yeah, I've never really can say that I had like an absolute, a mentor. I've had some people that came in my life that was, important to me and I looked up to them, but like, somebody that I could call here and there immediately if I needed to ask, like, I always reached out to my parents, that was that was always my thing. I didn't really have anybody outside of outside of them that, I really felt comfortable like talking to like that on a regular basis. So, but yeah, my parents was like big for me. So.
And how was it to like, start music and then you're like, oh, I have the cussing, got to cut it out. This, got to cut this out. I mean, when you build something, you're like, oh, this worked, this didn't, this worked, this didn't. Then to see that final product of your song, your latest song, and the video and the production, it was very, very professional, very real. To be able to make the song, go to the studio, figure it all out, get it put on all platforms, and then have that video shot, and then that go live and be able to see it all, and then show those that saw you along the way. What was that like?
Oh, it was dope, man, because like I hadn't put music out for almost like a year and a half, 2 years, and I hadn't, I was always writing, I sat on Drift Away for almost a year. Like I wrote that during quarantine and then ended up recording it here in April. So like to finally, I had a buddy of mine, I performed Drift Away a couple of times before I even put the song out. So like I was working at my restaurant, some of my boys pulled up, they was like, yo, sing this song, Drift Away,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a server at the time. I'm like outside, I got tables. They was like, and then my table was like, yeah, sing this song. We went here. And I'm like, yo, I don't even sing in front of people like that. But I ended up singing Drift Away at my last job that I was working at. And then just seeing it like actually, go from being raw and just nothing but words to actually putting the melodies behind it and getting in the studio and hearing your voice on the track. Like I said earlier, man, it kind of just lets me know that I'm where I'm supposed to be at and I'm doing the right thing, because I think it's hard to get in the realm where you're going to say, I'm going to do this and put this music out and be confident and 100% happy with the outcome. You gotta, once you put it out there, it's out there. Anybody can hear it. Anybody can have feedback to it. So it's just like, you have to be willing to allow anybody and everybody to hear your work. And, what you did in private is out in the world now. So it's just like.
Is there anxiety behind that when you released it?
Slightly. I'm not like the big, like anxiety type person. Like I take life easy, man. Like I'm not like really tripping, but like it was fun. Like I knew it was a good song. I didn't, like, as an artist, you don't really know how good your song is until it's received by, like, the world. Like, you don't really know how good the outcome of it is going to be. So there's definitely a little bit of, like, butterflies when you get ready to put it out, because you're getting ready to put something out that you feel confident in, and that there's going to be people who don't like it. You just have to deal with that. And
how have you dealt with that? I haven't experienced it yet.
I mean, you'll come across people like when someone doesn't like, especially if you're like oh yo, y'all can listen to this, blah blah blah. You can see the people who don't really rock with it or who don't really like it, and that's okay. Like I mean, I when I really set out on this journey to be like, yo, I am an artist. Like this is what I do. I love creating. It's part of the reason why I've chose every career path that I've chose. Like as a barber, as a music, as an artist, and making music. Like some people are gonna not like what you're gonna do, and that's okay. Like it's the creative aspect of it is you create something, somebody out there is going to be willing to accept it, and some people aren't going to. So that's just how it goes. And I'm not even tripping about the people who don't like it. And I respect if you don't. I respect some people. I respect when people are honest with me and tell me like, yo, I mean, it's cool, but it's not my cup of tea. I'd rather people be honest with me instead of lying and smiling in my face saying, oh yeah, I love it. Like, because at the end of the day, at some point, I'm going to realize you not being genuine. So like it's not really anything that phases me. So like I know that there's people out there who don't like the music, and I know that there's people out there who love the music. So, and that's the part that motivates me to keep doing what you're doing.
That's awesome. So I'm gonna try to connect this to education, but
okay.
I have a lyric here.
Okay.
After high school, I thought I was done taking tests, but now I work and have have to take tests for competency.
Say that one more time.
This is after high school. I thought I was done taking tests, but now I work and have to take tests for competency.
Okay.
It's one of your lyrics.
It's one of my lyrics?
I think so. Have it here.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Do you know what song that's from?
I don't have it here.
I don't know, Dylan. I don't know if that's one of mine. I know there's a lot of Jaleels out there. I don't know if you came across. I don't know. I wish you would have the song name. I don't know if that's one of mine, though, to be honest with you. Potentially. But I don't think it is. I remember most of my lyrics from my songs, and that one does not sound familiar, unfortunately.
All right. We'll roll with it.
What do you have next, though?
Do you ever have fear of going backwards? Like you say you release a song.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fear that next one won't be better than the last?
You know, they say as an artist, it's always hard to top your last. So, I mean, in the back of your head, yeah, I mean, that's something that you can, you think about, and you hoping that your next song will be accepted as well as your first one, or the last one. But I don't think I'll be fearful of that. I think that's part of the growth. You might put something out that may not be as good as your last, but you learn something in the process of everything you do. You learn something in the process. So what you did on that next song may not be as good as that one as the last, but you learned something in that to probably add to your next one that could, be bigger than your first or your last or whatever it was, So it's a process, and I don't want to look at it as, because I mean there's so many artists that I love out right now, and their body of work that they might just put out was not as good as their last, but that doesn't change how much I respect them as an artist and respect them for what they already have done and what they're going to do, because if you've done it once, you could potentially do it again. It may not be as good, but you still have the tools to put out quality and put out good stuff that people are going to accept. So, like, I don't really like to look at it as, going backwards. I think it's growth. I think it's all a part of the growth process.
Awesome. So, when people react to your music, are you apprehensive about it, or you're just like you said before, like you're like, tell me how it is? Do you show people your music?
Yeah, always. I always let people hear my music. A lot. You're very rarely gonna have somebody straight up tell you, like, if you let somebody hear something of yours, like music, you're very rarely gonna have them be like, oh yeah, no, I don't like that. That's whack. They're not gonna. A lot of people don't have the, they don't have the guts to straight up just tell you. A lot of people want to tell you what you want to hear. So a lot of times you're not gonna get the honest answer from people straight up. But I think sometimes you can, me as an artist and me as a genuine person, when you're real genuine and straight up with people and authentic, you can get the vibe from people whenever you like let them hear something, and you like, if they're not really liking it, I think you can really tell when they're not liking it. I've let people hear my music before, and I've got a vibe. I'm like, oh, he didn't really like it. Like that. I've been there because I've let numerous people hear my music, and I've seen every reaction, and I've seen genuine reactions, and I've seen reactions that were kind of, oh, yeah, no, that's nice, because a lot of times if some people really like it, they're going to question it. They're going to ask you, oh, where'd you do this? When you do that? Or how'd you do this? It's people that's not really into it or not really liking it, they're going to do their best to get past it and get to the next conversation or whatever. They're not really worried about hearing more about it if they didn't like it. So that's one thing that I kind of picked up on as, letting people hear my music over the years.
Have you caught somebody listening to your music that you didn't know at all?
Not yet. No. I've had people, I haven't come across somebody actually listening to it, but people have hit me up randomly on Instagram, like, yo, I just heard your music on Spotify. I love it. Can we get some more music? And that's cool. That's dope to be able to see people receptive and take the time out of their day to reach out to you and tell you, yo, I really love what you're doing. Yeah. You got a dope sound. It's really it's really cool to kind of get those kind of reactions.
I appreciate how authentic you are.
Yeah.
And open, and I won't forget how you were actually genuinely, like you said, you can tell people are not about it, and when they are,
oh yeah,
you were genuinely interested in what I'm about,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, let me listen, let me see, let me show you an unreleased song.
Yeah. So and that's the thing, I I've always been that type of person. Like, especially something I'm creating. Like, I don't just create stuff just to keep it to myself. I would create it to put it out there. So I like to hear feedback. I like to kind of see people bob their head to my music when they're listening to it. So like, I let as many people as I can listen to my music. And especially when I get close to people, as far as like, meet Carl. And, a lot of times Carl not going to put me around nobody that's not like, good people or anything like that. So I don't mind like opening up. They say when people let you hear their music, they genuinely, they got respect for you or stuff like that. A lot of times you do, sometimes you don't let everybody hear your music, but, you let, when an artist lets you hear something that they've created and it means something to them and they let you hear it out of anybody, got respect.
Yeah,
for
it spoke volumes to me when you invited me when you said you were going to listen to Carl.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you were a server and you played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You're a barber.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that, what have you learned? Like now you're doing what you want, no?
Mm-hmm.
Barber and artist.
Yeah.
So you got to experience the server. I was a waiter
Mm-hmm.
at a wedding venue and I hated it, and I motivate myself to never go back.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in that area? Like I never want to go back to serving people. It was terrible.
Well, see, me, I am a huge people person. Like I can talk to just about anybody, bro. Like I'm not the type of person that kind of shuts people out because of status or what they might do in life or how much money they got. Like there's been numerous occasions where I talk to, the not so popular kid or the popular kid at all or whatever it is, like I've never been the type to kind of let status be something that determines who I talk to. So like with me, when it comes to being around people, being a server, I enjoy being a server because I got to meet people. I love networking and meeting people, having conversations and stuff like that. So now, granted, restaurant business is not something I want to go back to, but meeting people day in, day out is dope. That's always cool because you never know who you're gonna meet. So, who knows? I'm thinking that I won't have to go back to doing something like that, but you never know. You never know where life takes you.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So I talk to 5 new people a day.
Okay. That's a day in, day out goal that you do.
That is bottom. Like,
okay.
I got to do 5 a day.
Okay.
And that's how I built what I did.
What's your reasoning behind that?
I look at it, I don't judge. Because to me, the math of it doesn't add up, right? Because like if I'm thinking about, that's the word weird. We'll use the word weird as an example.
Mm-hmm.
My definition of weird won't match yours. Yours won't match mine. Ours won't match Carl's. Carl's won't match mine. Where do I have the right to judge you for that? Because I don't add up with you, so that stuff doesn't add up to me. And I don't care how tall you are, how short you are, where you're from, the clothes on your back. I look at everybody as an opportunity.
One thing I say about when people call somebody weird? People call you weird because they've never met a being like you before. So you're unique. And even if like people have called me weird before because I'm not your typical. I've had some crazy stuff being said to me before in the past, but I just think everyone is unique in their own self. So like if you are someone call you weird or someone call you different, like I think it's just you're unique. You haven't met anybody like me. That's why you think I'm weird, because you haven't come across somebody who operates the way I do or looks at life the way I do. So like. I don't even like when people say it's weird. I like that because I'm unique. That lets me know that I'm different.
Yeah. I look at everybody as unique and everybody as an opportunity, right? Because I can learn something from everybody, and everybody's got something to offer.
For sure, you can learn something from everybody.
Like I got into Royal off of a conversation in the hallway, and now I'm doing a show with Jaleel, the artist.
Yes.
Off of a meeting for a project I'm doing with Carl, and that was awesome. I mean, I like making connections like that, and I like meeting people. Like, I work at a tech company. I make connections all the time. And I like networking with people. I like telling them what I'm about, where I'm from, what I want to do, what I'm going to accomplish.
You never know where it can lead to. You never know. And that's good. I think that's dope that you actually set out every day to talk to 5 people a day.
And pay it forward to 3.
Say it again?
I talk to 5 people at minimum, but 3-day at minimum, you pay it forward.
Okay.
Because it's needed.
Okay.
Especially because I don't follow politics, because I just don't. No reasoning, just rather stay neutral and not know what's going on.
Got you.
But I know that when I make somebody smile, it makes me smile, knowing that they're going to have a better day because of it. So if it's buy a bagel, grab the gas pump and, I got it. Or like, I love your shoes, have a beautiful Wednesday. You've been gifted Wednesday. Enjoy it, you're a queen. Like I'll do that every day because the smile knowing that their day's going to start out, or if it was crappy, I fixed it. If it's not, it's going to be great.
Very true. Very true. Compliments do a lot for people, so that's dope that you do that, man.
And everybody who, I mean, we all wear different shoe sizes.
I need to start doing that, man.
It's
many
awesome.
people I come across today, I need to start saying that to somebody, just doing something nice for somebody.
I mean, I look at every day as, like, if I wake up, I wake up early and I go to bed late because every day is a gift. Because, I mean, I don't know, I could get hit coming out of the studio and I'm done.
You never know.
So I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, wow. I don't know who gifted it to me, but somebody gifted me this next 24 hours. I don't even know if it's 24 hours, but they gifted me this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm going to sleep in? Honestly, no. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do everything I need to, take care of the ones who took care of me.
Yeah.
And I want to make the most of it. And if I can impact as many people as possible, educationally speaking, motivationally speaking, or just impact and help out, I want to. And that's why I clicked with you, because your music, it's upbeat. We clicked. You were like, yeah, let me tell you what you're about. This is what I'm about. I want my grandma to listen to, my mom to listen to it.
Yeah.
You're impacting people with your music, and I'm just doing it a different way, but I respect you for it.
Yeah. Likewise, man. For sure.
What is one thing you would tell a kid who's either in high school or just about to come out, who's like, I'm going to be an artist, I want to be? What would you tell him?
Believe in yourself. 100%. If that's what you genuinely want to do, and that's what you put in your mind, that you say, this is going to be my future, that's what, believe in yourself. And like I said before, I'm really telling you this, and I know I've said it a few times a night, but really, outside sources don't matter. If it comes to what you want, believe in yourself and don't care what anybody thinks, and chase it. If I would have started this a long time ago, if I wasn't plagued by fear, doubt, and worrying about what other people thought, I would have been chased this. Probably would have been a lot further down the road than where I am. I mean, I would tell you, have faith that God is going to lead you. He's going to put you in the right direction, and you trust in Him to do that, and just go after it. Just do it. Nike's logo is just do it.
Yeah.
And really just do it. That's really all I can tell them. I mean, there's so many people out there that's talented and have so many skills, and they not doing anything because they're worried. Fear has crushed more dreams than what's the quote? Fear has crushed more dreams than something ever was. Somebody knows the quote, but it's don't let fear stop you from chasing what you want to chase.
I'll be honest, it stopped me. In high school, I wanted to do this. When I overcame it, dyslexia and all that, I wanted to do something of the regard, and I didn't. And I got out of high school, and everybody went to college, and I was like, I won't see them again. Mm-hmm. And I started immediately. Mm-hmm. And then I got a comment, and it's like, thank God I saw your page. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got to keep doing this. Mm-hmm. And those little things, and it just...
Yeah, man. Once you put something out there, that's one thing. When I put something, I get somebody, I was creating skits. I was putting little freestyles out here and there. But just seeing somebody actually react to what you put out, it's like, oh, man, all right. So maybe I am pretty good at what I do, or maybe this is dope. Just people out there who actually really like what you do, and you really don't know, but there's people out there that's watching. There's people in your high school that's watching what you're doing. They jealous, but they watching because they like, man, I wish I was doing what Dylan was doing. Or I wish I was doing what Jaleel was doing. I wish I was chasing my dreams like what they doing. Because you're out actually putting in the effort to go after what you want. A lot of people are never going to do that in life. Some people are going to live their entire life wishing and hoping that they would do something, and you're just... I made a decision. You made a decision to go after what you wanted, and look where you at now. Granted, this is just a start, but you still got a long way to go. But you're doing it. You're operating in what you want to do. So
I appreciate it. And then lastly, I want the audience to be able to listen to a little snippet of this. Your latest song, "Drift Away." Is there anything you want to say about it?
This is a beautiful song. I wrote this. I think everybody can relate to this song because we all went through quarantine. We're still going through 2021. And summer's not up yet. It's almost over. But if you ain't got away yet, you about to get away to this one. This is my song, "Drift Away."
Biggest thing I learned from quarantine was don't take things for granted.
Don't take it for granted, man.
Ready to drift away for me?
Drift away. 2020 was crazy, right? I think we all deserve a getaway at this point. Yeah, we gonna get past all that though. Yeah.
Said I just need to get away, yeah. Carolina road trip, they ones who I rode with. Said I just need to drift away, yeah. Floating like a feather, hoping to go wherever. Look, Miami for a day trip, Cali or a spaceship. Tired of the west side, I need my best life. I just need to drift away, yeah. I need to drift away, yeah. Yo, I got these fears of not reaching my full potential. The process is a monster, I respect it like my kinfolk. God never